Hello. Thank you so much for dropping by this video. This is going to be a talk and a little bit of a guided meditation. For anyone who's new, you can find out more information on my website, which will be listed in the link below. So I've entitled this talk, Why We Need to Put God First. So this may sound like it's going to be a religious talk, like I'm going to tell you need to go to a certain church, or you need to follow certain rules, and you must read this particular book, and you must call God by this name or that name. Well, that's not actually what's going to happen. I'm going to talk from a spiritual perspective, why you need to put God first. That's more what I would consider more of the religious point of view, connected to a specific church or organization or religion. What I'm talking about is from a universal sense for everyone, why everyone needs to put God first. And very simply, we need to put God first because, in terms of our well being as human beings, God is like air. Now, we don't have to think about air, but we need it and we take it in every minute, really every second of the day. We're taking in air. And without it, we won't live very long. So, how on earth could our need for God be likened to our need for air? Very simply, God, what I mean by God from a spiritual point of view, is love, is life, is harmony, is goodness itself. It's life itself. God is life itself. And for us to be fully alive, we need aliveness. We need to be connected to aliveness. Said another way by this man named Bruno Gröning, he said, the human being is a creation of love. What was created in love can only live in love. Now, yes, we can be biologically alive without love and without a connection to God, but are we really living? This is a very radical proposal. Bruno Gröning put it forth, as have many other wise beings throughout history, that without the divine connection, we're actually not really alive. We're not really living. And today, I'll explore a little bit of what he meant by that. So now, let's take in some of that aliveness, some of that life force. It's very easy to do. Please sit with your legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor. Hands on your legs, palms facing upwards. Back in a relaxed, upright position, not leaning against your chair, if possible. If you need to, that's okay. And then close your eyes. If you want, you can take a deep breath. Now, inwardly, be open to the idea that all around us is a divine energy that we can actually take in, that we actually need. You don't have to believe me, but please be open to this idea. And then inwardly open yourself, open your mind, your heart, your being, your soul. Open your body to receive this energy. And then ask to receive it. Have the intention to receive it. And observe your body, noticing what you feel. So we're going to take in some of this life force, some of this aliveness. Noticing what you feel. Having the intention to take it in. We're going to sit in silence for a little bit and do this practice. Take in this divine aliveness. Observing the body, having the intention to take this energy in. Noticing what you feel. Gauging your desire, your will to take this energy in. Noticing what you feel, letting go of thoughts. Really intending to draw this energy in. So I invite people to continue this practice. I'm going to speak for a little bit. So, so Bruno Gröning said that without, he said, without God, there is no life. And he said that to be connected to God, that is everything. So he's offering a fundamental challenge to what we think we need. Most of us think I need a job, I need a relationship, I need lots of money, I need the vacation to Cancun. Certainly, most of those things, all of those things can be helpful or pleasant or good. Obviously, we need food to eat. And what do we really need? Teachings of Bruno Gröning, again, like any great mystic throughout history, call us to question, what do I really need? What really makes me happy? Now, Bruno Gröning added another layer to this by pointing out that in life there are two forces which he called good and evil, but from a spiritual perspective, not your standard definition of good and evil, that which is helpful, healthy, nurtures life, and that which is harmful to life. And he said, here on this earth, in these bodies, we need to be full of this good energy to repel this negative force, which he spoke of as a force, but also a consciousness, an actual being that literally is directing or sending negative thoughts and negative energy our way. And the only way to overcome it, he said, is to be full of this vital life force. So please, don't take my word for it or his word for it. Reflect for yourself. Reflect deeply. Is this true? Because if it is true, it's very important. It's of fundamental importance to our success here in life. We'll spend a little more time taking this energy in, reflecting deeply on this idea of there being good and evil and our need to be full of the good in order to repel that which is harmful to life. Observing your body, taking this energy in, filling up. So this idea of there being two energies and needing the good energy to overcome this harmful energy becomes even more important because Bruno Gröning pointed out there's only one thing that can remove this negative force, and that this negative force is what causes all of our problems. Any problem, health, emotional, financial, stems from this destructive force. So, unless we remove it at its source, remove the negativity, then it's just going to keep sprouting new symptoms. Most of what people do, and I was one of them, they spend their time trying to treat all the symptoms as opposed to removing the negative force at its root. However, Bruno Green pointed out that only the divine power could do that. No human medicine, no human intervention is going to be able to free us. Of course, you have to find out for yourself if this is true or not. All I'm doing is reporting what Bruno Green taught and sharing what I'm utterly convinced of. That only the divine power can free us from the negative power. So again, spending some time reflecting on this as we observe our bodies. Really noticing what you feel. Now, this may sound a little hard to believe that there's good energy and negative force, and we need the good force to remove the. I didn't know what to think when I first found this, but I was desperate. I had so many health problems, I was willing to try. I had eye strain so bad that I had to wear an eye patch and sunglasses all day long, and I could only read for short periods of time. And someone told me that pictures of this man, Bruno Gröning, were able to transmit this healing energy. I honestly thought that sounded ridiculous, but I was willing to try anything. So I took off the eye patch, which I'd been wearing every day for, I think at that point, probably 6, 7 months. As soon as I woke up, I put it on because my eyes were burning all day long and my left eye was burning even worse. And in my pair of sunglasses, I put a small picture of Bruno Gröning because I'd heard many stories of people saying they'd experienced healings through his pictures, that his pictures, that this energy was all around us and that his pictures emanated it. Um, and so I tried it, and within, I forget how long it took, 3 weeks to a month, my left eye no longer burned. I still needed to wear the sunglasses, but the left eye had been like it burned twice as much as the right eye. So let me be more accurate. My left eye didn't now burn any more than the right eye. They both just burned somewhat, and I needed to wear the sunglasses all the time. So we're talking about abstract things we can't see, energy, goodness, evil, and these ideas have very palpable, very real effect and impact on this material world. So let's sit with that. This energy actually affects matter and can heal and rearrange matter. Bruno Griffith said it very simply: the order displaces the disorder, or the good displaces what's not good. Observing the body, taking this energy in. Really reflecting on the truth. In my experience, of course, you need to experience it for yourself, but I've experienced over and over that this energy affects matter. Now, all this becomes even more interesting when sitting with the question, how were we made? What's our original nature? Bruno Gröning says that God created us, human beings, fair, healthy, and good. What happened? According to Bruno Gröning, we veered away from God and connected to this evil force. Literally, he said, we listened to the voice out that we were in unity with God, but we listened to this voice outside of that unity, and hence took on some of this negativity. Hence, healing is nothing more than removing this dark, negative stuff that's been added on. Underneath it all, according to Bruno Gröning, we are pure and divine. And healing is nothing more than removing the the uncovering that which is blocking or covering up this inner health, this inner beauty and inner goodness. So as you can see, this idea that evil, the energy of evil, and also negative thoughts is the root cause of all our problems. Because underneath it all, we are still healthy, divine, and good. So all that needs to happen is to remove that which is blocking that. And Bruno was adamant that only the divine force can remove the negative and connect us to what's natural and good and healthy. And that's our soul and spirit, which are still pure underneath it all. That's what Bruno Gröning said. Now it's our job to find out if he was right. I'm convinced he is. But we need to find out in our own experience. So let's take in some more of this good energy, really asking that everything not good be removed, handing it over. Trusting that underneath all the And this energy doesn't just heal, it doesn't just give us life, it doesn't just give us joy and peace. It can also heal relationships, guide us, and so much more. I'd like to thank everyone for joining in. To anyone who's new, a warm welcome. To those who are regular visitors here, much gratitude and a very warm welcome. So we looked at why we need God. Not from a religious point of view, but from a nuts and bolts how life operates. So if Bruno Gröning is correct, you need to find out for yourself. We need God like we need air. Why? Because inherently we are healthy, pure, and good. And we've taken on negativity, evil, darkness, harmful thoughts, harmful habits, harmful energy. It is the root cause of all of our problems. The only way to overcome that, all of our problems, is to be freed from this darkness. And the only way to do that is through the power of God. And not only that, are we really complete without God? Do we feel complete without the divine connection? I don't. I know many other people who don't. That when they feel connected to God, everything is good. And they feel good. That's not to say there won't be challenging life circumstances, but in feeling this connection with the divine and having faith in it, makes everything easier. So thank you everyone for joining in. I wish you a beautiful day full of the divine connection. And I hope to see and feel you very soon. Take care. Much love.